Thank you once again for coming to the webinar. We're starting the free webinar right away. So today's webinar is about starting your own profitable online store. Interesting, beautiful. Now, let's just go straight in. There are three things I would love you to do for me. You've already been patient up till now, so just do these three things for me. First is that I'd like you to put away all distractions now that we're here on board. Let's make it worth our while. We're not going to be spending so much time, so we need to put in all our best. Put your mind here so that we can make the best out of it. Two is that I would like you to take notes, because the faintest or the shortest pencil is better than the longest memory. I'm sure you've heard this over and over again, so please take down notes so that you can remember everything that's been said. Thirdly, I would like you to ask questions. He who asks for directions never gets lost. So please make sure that you remember to ask questions in the chat box. You can see the chat box here. We've been communicating through the chat box, so you know that by now you can put in your questions there. And I have a secret gift for you. If you stick with me to the end of this webinar, you've been patient all the while. So I think you definitely would want to stay to the end of the webinar to get your gift. This is just a little intro about me. Most of you already know me by now, but let me just give you a little intro about myself. I'm Henrietta Agboola, and I'm the creative director at House of Henry, and I have a string of business under us, and Fashion and Art Academy that has trained over 3,000 people in various vocational skills, fashion-related vocational skills. We also have easylearncollege.com, which is our online training school, where we have over 200 students in the UK, in the US, and of course in Nigeria here where we are. Our ready-to-wear line is called Tush Me Henry, where we make beautiful clothes for men, women, and children. And Together Forever by House of Henry, which is our bridal line, where we make beautiful bespoke wedding dresses for bridesmaids, for the brides, for the bridesmaids, for the train, for the little girls. All of those are done by Together Forever by House of Henry. I started my quest in the fashion industry from the tender age of 7 years, and I went ahead, to continue doing this in my secondary school. I loved sewing. I'd always loved to pick up, all the scraps of fabric to make clothes for my baby dolls, and in my secondary school, I was a 3-time award winner as the best student in home economics and clothing and textiles. I went ahead to University of Lagos to study psychology for my first degree. I also did my master's in organizational behavior. And after finishing school, I decided to follow my passion. And that's how I started House of Henry. And in 2005, I went in for a very major competition called the Nigerian Fashion Show, and we won hands down. And that one gave us the award of the best designer in 2005. I'm a passionate educator. I love to share my knowledge with people. And you can see this lovely photo shoot that we had with my lovely students this year. That was, we were inside the pages of Complete Fashion, and this saw us all over the country, where people can see our designs and, appreciate them for my students and for ourselves. I love to share my knowledge with people. I also love to see fashion businesses thrive, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So let's go ahead. So why are we here today? I currently run 4 online stores. I know you must have seen this in my intros, in my videos, and know that I run 4 online stores. I have learned the ropes, and I actually know what works. Yes, from studying my own online store, from studying my partner online stores where I sell my products and services on, and I've made money from it. And the reason why we're having this webinar is because I'd like to show you what it takes to start your own profitable online store today. And the reason why I put today is because I wanted to take action immediately after this webinar. Great. Now I'm going to share with you the very first step in getting started. We have, 3 programs under the Online Store Academy, and I'm going to be sharing with you the very first step. So let's go. And in this first step, we'll be talking about what can I sell online? It's a good question, and the answer is just about anything. Now, one of the beauties of selling online is that you can start up without incurring the expenses that are associated with brick and mortar businesses. You can save on rents, you can save on running expenses, you can save on staff salaries, and so much more. Your products are actually in a virtual store, they're online. So you don't have to wait for someone to physically come to your store before you make a sale. In fact, there are no closing hours, no opening hours, and you can even be making sales while you are asleep. It's actually a 24/7, all around the clock business. Beautiful. You can sell physical products like clothes, shoes, anything you can touch, feel, handle. Or you can even sell services, such as event planning, cleaning services, training services, etc. And you can also sell digital products, as this is my ebook here. I'm selling it all over the place and people are buying. So you can sell ebooks, you can sell audiobooks, you can sell digital music albums, you can sell so many things online. Now, here are 5 questions to answer before starting your own profitable online store. Question 1. What products and services do I want to sell? I normally advise that you choose products and services that you are passionate about. Passion is key, yeah. It's the fuel that drives you through the process of running your business. The fact that your store is virtual doesn't mean that you shouldn't pay attention to it. You need to put in passion in whatever you do. Let's look at question 2. Who is my target market? Now, before I go on to question 2, if you have any questions, please don't forget to put it in the chat box so that we can thrash it after we finish this presentation. Thank you, dears. So the question number 2 is, who is my target market? It's important to know the demographics of your customers. And by demographics, what do we mean? We're talking about the characteristic of your ideal customer. We're talking about things like age, sex, their location, their psychological and sociocultural preferences. You need to understand it because these are people you're trying to attract to come to your store, to buy from your online store. So you need to understand these demographics. Now, knowing the characteristics of your ideal customers will impact on the kind of products and services you sell. I mean, that's a no-brainer, you know that. When you understand the kind of customers you want, then you know the kind of products you want to be selling to them. For instance, let's assume you plan to sell to people trend following, image conscious young men and women who are upwardly mobile. You may want to sell things like phones, which people that are image conscious are conscious of our phones. You want to sell clothes, shoes, and bags and stuff like that. Or maybe on the other hand, you want to sell to young moms, maybe people just gave birth to children, what do you think they'll be interested in? Of course, they'll be interested in things that have to do with baby clothes, cots, shoes, and stuff like that. So we're understanding our ideal customer. Now, question number 3, what platform will I use? I hear this question all the time. Okay, now there are a number of e-commerce websites that you can use to sell your products. In fact, right now we're talking about quite a gazillion of e-commerce websites. You can even start your own website from scratch. You can engage a web developer, or you can even use templates. There are many templates you can use to start your own online store free of charge. Now, whichever platform you choose, there are a number of capabilities that you must have as integral parts of your online store. Let's take a look at a few key ones. Your store must integrate a payment system. Why? Because your desire to sell is why you're starting up your store in the first place. So you need to be able to integrate a payment system. Okay. Now, you can also integrate other payment systems. For instance, you can decide to integrate a cash on delivery. Some people don't want to swipe their cards. I understand that they don't want to use their debit cards. Or you can integrate maybe cash on delivery. When you deliver to them, then they pay. Number 2 is that your online store must have a structured order fulfillment system. This means that you must provide for quick notification of sales. Now, in all this English, what it means that you must be able to know when an order comes in and you must be able to deliver it to them fast. Because in online business, it's about trust and reputation. So you need to be able to deliver fast to your people. You don't want to get blacklisted, of course. So you want to make sure that when people make an order, you're really ready to get going with it. The third important point, which I also want you to look at, which is also very, very key, is that you want people to visit your online store. That means that your store must integrate a means of promoting your products and services using targeted marketing and advertisement. Now, the more people get to see your products and view your products and services, wow, the more you'll get people to buy. It's a game of numbers. That means that the more people see you, the more they will get to buy. So you need to get those eyeballs on what you're selling. Okay, you're down to brass tacks. I've chosen to use the Marketplace by Jumia as our case study because I believe this e-commerce website is one of the market leaders in the online retail space in Nigeria and of course in our region. So there are a number of reasons why I chose to use Jumia as our case study today. Now, the reason why I chose Jumia is because they have a massive marketing and advertising budget. You can't beat it. Trust me, you can't beat it. And this marketing, and advertising budget keeps on consistently attracting buying customers. Irrespective of whatever the issues are, they are always attracting buying customers. And they also have nationwide distribution, which takes the stress off me. I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, once you've mastered the Jumia marketplace, getting on any platform will be super duper easy, I'm telling you, because they're like, what we call the SI unit of online store, in this space. So when you get to know how to use Jumia marketplace, all the other platforms are really easy to use. Let's look at question 4. Interesting. What are the funding requirements for selling online? I know that this question bothers a lot of people, but let's just look at it. It's free to list your products on Jumia, though you'll be charged a commission when you make a sale. This is what I call a committed outcomes model. That means you're not spending money unnecessarily before you make a sale. You have listed your products there. It's free to list it there. After you've listed it, people are seeing it, and then when they make a sale, all you just have to do is give Jumia a cut. I think it's square and fair. Unlike some other platforms, they make you pay a subscription model. And I am on one of those platforms, and I know how it is. Every month you have to pay a subscription model. I actually prefer this model because you're sure that it's only when you've made a sale that you give them money, which works for me. Now, your only major investment will be the money required to produce or stock a moderate quantity of products that you want to sell. This is my advice. Please take it. Don't invest too much. Always test the market first. And when the demand increases, you can then invest more. You have to be careful. When you put in products, you want to be sure that people are buying. So test the market. Just put a bit, and let people, test it out, love it. And when they are loving it and they are buying it and you're seeing your demand increasing, then you can invest more. That's the sweet part because then you start making more money. Question 5, how do I get paid after my product or service has been purchased from my online store? This is interesting, and this is a very, very good question. This depends on how the payment system is integrated or designed to work on the platform through which you're selling. Now, there are many payment platforms. There's InterSwitch, there's PayStack, there's VoguePay, there's Simple. There are many, many platforms, but if it's on Jumia, if you're selling through Jumia, Jumia pays your sales income less their own commission fees into your bank account within 2 weeks of delivering an order to a buyer. Simple. It doesn't take up to 2 weeks actually, but you see, it's always good to underpromise and overdeliver. So within 2 weeks, that means say 1 month, 1 week, thereabouts, you get your payment in your bank account. Now, in the steps ahead, I'm going to be showing you how to start up your online store. It's going to be fun, so sit tight, fasten your seatbelts, and enjoy the ride. See you in step 2. Cheers. Wow, we just finished the first step in the Online Store Academy Startup course. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'd like to answer them for you. Okay, I'd love to introduce to you the 3 courses in the Online Store Academy series. Okay, if you will permit me, I'll just share them with you now. The first course is the Online Store Academy Startup course, and it has 5 steps. We just watched the very first step right now. I just took you through the very first step right now. Now, in this course, you'll learn the steps it takes to start up your own online store and get it running. That's what it is. And it has a very, very almost free price of 1,000 naira. I'm sure you're wondering, why 1,000 naira? Yeah, it's almost free. We just want to make sure that you get your store up and running. Yeah, good. The next one is the Online Store Academy Setup course. Now here, I'm going to teach you how to set up your online store professionally in such a way that you will get you will attract buying customers. We're going to set it up in a professionally, visually appealing way that when people stop by your store, they will not leave without parting with their good money. It's just 3,000 naira. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is the Online Store Academy Speed Up course. And the regular price is just 5,000 naira. Here, we're going to teach you how to skyrocket your sales with free and pocket-friendly paid advertisements. That means you learn how to use the free methods of, selling your products online. You will also learn how to use the Facebook Ads Manager. And this is awesome because you need to know how to skyrocket your sales. You need to know how to skyrocket your sales and take it to the great next level that you want your online store to be. That's only 5,000 naira. Okay. Now, these are some of the testimonials that we have gotten on, the Online Store Academy, and I'd like to share it with you. This one is from Gladys, and it says, "Hi, just finished watching the videos on the startup course for the online store. The series is quite educative and very straightforward to understand. The hands-on videos are also very helpful, and I look forward to subscribing to the other series that will make me a pro. I'm very excited about setting up my own profitable online store. Thank you." Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gladys, for this lovely feedback. We also have another one from Kende Orebi, and she says, "I'm so excited. I'm so happy I signed up for the Online Academy Startup course. It's well detailed and has really helped me in starting up. Thank you so much." Thanks for all these ones. Now, I have a gift for you. And this gift is my own way of saying thank you for being on this webinar. All right. Today on this webinar, I'm giving you a 33.3% discount on the entire Online Store Academy course bundle. And I'll tell you what that means in a few seconds. This means that you get the startup course, the setup course, and the speed up bundle for just 6,000 naira only instead of 9,000 naira. That means you're getting 1/3 of this amount totally cut off. Now, you may tell me that, "Oh, I've already bought the startup course." I've got you covered. Got you covered. You only need to pay 5,000 naira for the setup course and the speed up course bundle. You can see now I've removed the startup course because if you've already paid for the startup course, there's no need for you to pay for it again. So we'll just subtract that amount, and all you just have to do is just pay 5,000 naira instead of paying 8,000 naira. Now, I also have 3 fast action bonuses only available on this webinar. Only available on this webinar, and is a fast action, 3 fast action bonuses. I'm going to share the action bonuses with you. If you want these fast action bonuses, you'll have to sign up and transfer the monies into my GTB account, which you can see on the screen. You can also see these bank details beneath the chat box. So if you want to be part of it, please just make sure that you quickly make a payment. And once you quickly make a payment, you'll see all these lovely bonuses will be yours. But if for any reason you don't get to pay for it on the webinar, because the only way I'll get to know is for you to put it in the chat box anyway that you've already paid. But if you don't get to pay for it during the webinar, or maybe you're watching this during the replay, then all these bonuses will be gone. I'm so sorry, but this is just a fast action bonus. Great. So the first bonus is the first module of our profitable fashion business coaching program. It's module 1. It's about vision and goal setting. And the value is 12,000 naira. You can't beat that. this particular model is one of those that I believe will change your life, because people have had to redirect their plans based on this model alone. They've had to redirect what they've always been doing, because when they watch this model, like, this is not only for fashion businesses. Any business owner can watch this and learn from it. So you don't tell me, oh, I'm not a fashion designer, so why do I need to get the profitable fashion business coaching program? It's about vision and goal setting, so it applies to all and sundry. Now, the next bonus is our video classes. I'm going to be giving you one of our video classes, on easylandcollege.com, and the value is 5,500 naira. These are bonuses I'm giving you as free if you make your payments while we're still on this webinar. Now, the third bonus, which I know is very important and people would need hand holding, I'm giving you a 30-minute personal assessment and online evaluation of your online store. Now, this is valued at 30,000 naira, because my time is money, and I'm going to sit down with you. We're going to look at your online store just to be sure that you're doing everything right. We're going to spend time together, look at your online store from start to finish, and to ensure that you're making sales. Okay, so what you're going to get is 12,000 plus 5,500 plus 30,000, and that's all 47,500 naira free bonuses. This is worth of bonuses if you make a decision on the online store academy bundle today. If you do, in fact, you cannot afford to miss this at all. Now, once you've made the transfer, just drop a message in the chat box below. If you look at, just once you make a transfer, don't forget, you can quickly make a transfer. We're going to be attending to questions, so you still have a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do is that, because of the delays that we had, I'm going to extend it to, let's say I'm going to extend it to the end of today. I think it's fair. You have been a wonderful set of people who have been on this webinar, so if for any reason you want to, make a payment, you still have between now and the end of today to make your transfer. So I'm going to ensure that, okay, yes, I'm going to extend this, even though I said it's till the end of this webinar, but because of the delays that we've experienced, technological issues, I had to switch my computer. Because of that, I'm going to have to give you some time elongation. So I would like you, once you've made a payment today, you still have between now and the end of the day, that you would drop a message in the chat box below. Then I'll know that you made a purchase, and then you send a text to me. You can see my number there, and then I'll send you your login details immediately. Now, if you have questions, this is a time where we should be talking about questions. If you have questions, please, and please just send them in the chat box. Now I'm going to be checking on questions now. So I'm going to check on the questions. I'm going to be looking at the questions box just to be sure that, are there any questions? Okay, let's move on. Well, like I said, I have a gift for you for staying till the end of this webinar. And I would like you to write out the link. If you can see it, then you'll have it. This link is not, I didn't put this on the page because it's only for people who wait to the end of the webinar. It's only for people who wait till the end of the webinar. So let's wait. So this is it. You can just quickly copy it. I'll just give you a minute to just quickly copy it out. Okay. Okay, so before we close, I'd like to inform you that the 33.3% discounts will still be available after the webinar for the next 48 hours, but the bonuses will disappear into thin air. Now, I said it's, even though I said it's after the webinar ends, but I gave you an elongation up till the end of today. So if you want to be part of this, please act fast. You still have till the end of the day to, make a transfer, and also, take advantage of the online store academy bundles. Don't forget, these are fast action bonuses. What are you doing? You just beneath the chat box, you can click on, if it's a 3-course bundle you want, you can pay for it instantly. Or if it's the 2-course bundle, you can pay for it instantly. So don't forget, let me reiterate so that you'll understand what we're talking about. The three cost bundle includes the startup, the setup, and the speed up bundle, which is, it was 9,000, now it's 6,000. Now, for the setup plus the speed up bundle, it's going to be 5,000 now instead of 8,000 naira. So I think we've come to the end of the webinar. I'll just check just to be sure that we have any more questions. I want to be sure if there's any question. I hope there is a question waiting for me. Okay. All right. So fine. So let's just end the webinar here. Thank you so much for being online. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do hope that very soon you'll be part of the Online Store Academy and you're going to be making loads and loads of money in the coming year. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day and I wish you all the best.